Hi everyone, I'm Charlie. I'm in the Army Cadets. Today I'm going to be telling you what to expect when you join, and if you're thinking about signing up or you just joined, just this will help. This video will help you know what it's really like. So let's get into it. Now I'm gonna talk a bit about myself and why I joined. And why I joined. Um, I joined primarily because I wanted to get out of the house, be outdoors, but also I'd done a bit of research myself and I was like, this is really cool, I want to do this type of thing. And I would never regret it. Like, when I joined, it was more of a thing that I was too nervous to say to my dad, saying, "Oh, I want to do Army Cadets. Can you sign me up?" Um, until I was talking to my brother about it one day, and he was like, "I'll do it," and so on and so forth. So yeah, um, and then I mainly want to join just so I can learn new things, get outdoors and stuff, because I've always loved the army, but also I've always loved going outdoors, playing about, like bushcraft. If you're familiar with that, um, yeah. When I joined and I got there, at first, yes, I was nervous. It's normal. You're gonna be nervous. I didn't know anyone. I didn't really know what to expect because I didn't do much research myself. But honestly, it was the best things I've ever done. Really, like I would never ever, if I had a time machine and I would go back to not do it, I wouldn't take it. Whether it's a time machine or not, and that's cool. But still, I would never do it. Um, yeah, best thing I've ever done. But also it's mainly why I'm doing this video today, because I've noticed that at the detachment I'm at, there are so many new cadets, and I was thinking I want to make a video for maybe them to see, or maybe for future people, if you at home want to join cadets but you're just not too sure about it. This is why I'm doing this video. But yeah, that's why I joined, mainly to get out of the house and everything. However, to be honest, the first year of being in cadets, I was like, you know what, I want to join the army. This is really cool. So I started researching the army and all that. And yeah, and I want to go in the army. So that's a bit about myself. Um, I'm now going to be talking about what your first parade night will be like, um, and what you should expect. Now, your first night, mostly about meeting everyone, getting shown around, and learning the basics like drill. I know at my detachment, when you join up, we'll give you a tour, a little chat, and then when we go and then we'll teach you the basics, like how to do normal turnings, left turn, right turn, about turn. Then 3 basic turnings, and then you won't get your uniform straight away, because it's usually after a few weeks once you've been measured and paid. I don't know what it's like for other counties and other cadets, army cadets. But I know Oxfordshire cadet. I know Banbury cadets. Actually, no, I think it is for most cadet forces. But it'll be, it might be a £10 fee, £10 fee, but that's literally the only payment you'll ever pay. unless it's a camp, but I'll get on to that later on. But yeah, once you paid your £10 fee, you'll get measured, and then hopefully within a few weeks, you'll get uniform. When you get uniform, we usually like to show you around it and stuff. And it's just so you're familiar with it, but also you understand what is what to put on, what not to put on, what's warm, what's, all that. But it will be very, very nervous. You'll be very nervous on your first night as well. Like, don't worry about it. Every time I'm showing a new cadet around, I always tell them, don't worry. Always ask questions, and don't be afraid to talk to people. Yeah, you want to talk to people at NAFI and just look around, have a chat with people, see what they are like and stuff. Especially, you'll make a lot of friends. Excuse me. But yeah, it will feel awkward. Everyone, excuse me, we've got hiccups. Everyone's been there. Like, I've been there, and loads of different NCOs have been there. It will feel awkward, and nerve-wracking, but that's all about the learning process. And we don't want you to feel like you have to be a certain way or anything. Just be yourself. Yeah. Okay, so I'm now going to be talking about the training and learning. So when you first join, you'll just be known as a cadet, and you'll be at basic, which is and how the progression level is, how you progress is from basic up to master cadet, because there's 5-star levels. There's basic, there's 1-star, then there's 2-star, then there's 3-star, then there's 4-star, and then there's master cadet. There's 6-star levels. When you first join, you'll be known as a cadet and you'll be in basic. What you learn in there in basic will be all the same as us. That will be from learning drill to first aid to fieldcraft. But you'll be learning it as like an introduction to all of them subjects. It won't be all at once. It'll be obviously like school will be like 1 week we'll be doing that. For example, 1 week we could be doing fieldcraft, another week we could be doing first aid, another one could be doing drill, so on and so forth. So it's different. However, what basic level is like in, for example, fieldcraft, it will just be basic hand signals, basic like introduction to first aid. So that would be, how to do CPR, mouth to mouth, check for a pulse, them type of things. How to put a bandage on someone, just really basic level things. And then the more you go up, the more interesting and hands-on it gets. So, for example, first aid, basic will just, like I said, you'll learn how to do CPR, put bandage on, etc. However, when you get up to 1-star, you will then do more hands-on work as well. So you'll be doing how to stop bleeding, how to put a bandage on a bleed, and how to, if graphic, I know, but how if a bone's sticking out someone's hand and how to bandage that and all that. And then 2-star is where you're actually doing a proper first aid course, like nurses do. And I got a certificate on my wall, but it's the youth first aid course, St. John's. So that is a proper course that even the adults go through. And yeah, that's 2-star. And then 3-star, you've got your first aid at work course, where, well, it's in the name, where where you're learning first aid. That's really crucial that you can do at work. So if someone gets hurt, so for example, warehouse jobs, you're working in a warehouse with forklifts and someone has an accident, you are you are a trained first aider at that point. But even when you finish your 2-star first aid, you are officially a first aider. So technically, I am a first aider. And yeah. But like I said, the more you go up in the star levels, the more interesting the lessons be. But also, you'll earn badges and ranks. So I don't know what it's like for other counties or detachments within my county, but I know it is somewhat in my company. You have to be a certain star level pass to even get a rank. But I agree with that, but I don't agree with that. I'll get into that probably in a later on video. However, how it works is once you pass your 1-star, you're eligible to get a Lance Corporal, which is what I am at the moment. Yeah, once you pass your 1-star, you'll be eligible for Lance Corporal, then 2-star Corporal, 3-star Sergeant, 4-star Colour Sergeant, and then also CSM, which is just a big crown. But yeah, but most of the lessons will be classroom based. But also if it's like fieldcraft or something, then you all might be outside doing hand signals and all that and stuff like that. Now I'm going to be talking to you about camps and activities. So around almost every month or something, there will be a camp or a type of camp. So I know, well, I don't think it is every month, but like I said, every county is different. But my company, we have about, I think, 4 or 5 camps within 1 year. I think that's including annual camp as well. But a weekend camp is just like a week camp is where you get the majority of your passes to pass your star level. So if you are basic, which would probably what most of you guys will be, excuse me, you will be learning introductions to certain things, and if you're doing fieldcraft, you'll learn the acronyms CMO and CFO. Again, I'll get into that in a different video. But you could be doing things from navigation, how to read maps, and use a compass. And you'll make loads of friends and memories on these camps. Like, honestly, I'm being serious. Join an army cadets, and you may be a shy person. you will get out your comfort zone when you join cadets. It is loads of fun. You'll make loads of friends and meet loads of different people, especially when you go on annual camp. Because annual camp, you are meeting people from different companies within your county, and it's so fun. Like, I've even got mates from different companies, different counties. Like, I've got a few mates from Abingdon, Whitney, Ensham, and even Banbury, where I am, and etc. Like, I've met and found loads of friends through cadets. Now I'm going to be talking to you about discipline and respect. Now, Army cadets, it's not like the Army, but there is a structure. So, Army cadets, we aren't strict. We're not going to give you a slap because you've dropped a can on parade, even though you're not meant to be or whatnot. But we have a structure, and that structure is our values and standards of the ACF. Now, values and standards is also what the actual army uses, and values and standards, we have sea drills. Sea drills is the acronym for courage, discipline, respect for others, integrity, loyalty, and selfless commitment. 6. And if you show all of them throughout your progression through all your star levels, you will show, and you are showing, good integrity, good just sea drills in general, then the adults are noticing you, and then maybe you'll be getting ranks and stuff. And if you and you are expected to show respect to others, and making sure you're using ranks. So I understand when you're new, you don't really understand the whole concept, but if you are talking to someone without a rank, but just the cadet at the top, you'll just know them as their last name, cadet last name, yeah? And if you're talking to someone with a rank, so that will be a cadet with a rank, that will be from Lance Corporal up to 2 chevrons, which is Corporal, 3 Sergeant, 3 and a crown as a colour sergeant, and then you've got just a crown, a big crown, cadet, that is a CSM. And you'll call them, even though they're a cadet and they're not an adult, you will still respect their rank and you call them by sir or ma'am. And then if they're just an adult with ACF and their rank, mainly going to be a sergeant, maybe a colour sergeant, you'll call them sergeant or colour. But yeah, it actually helps you build confidence and leadership as well, because you're being respectful and you're talking to people, so yeah. Okay, so just tips for new cadets. That's whether you've joined already and you've gotten and you recently got your uniform, or you want to join. Make sure you are organised. Stay organised, yeah. And make sure your boots are polished and your uniform is neat, because it shows pride. And it shows, like, I want to be there. Now, please, take this from me, say yes to any opportunity. Whether it's even a camp within your company or county, just say yes to it. because you will regret the ones you've skipped. Don't mess. Don't don't stress about messing up. You're new. It sounds mean, but we want you to mess up because it shows that because I'm sure you all know the saying, we learn from our mistakes. It's okay, because everyone starts somewhere, right? And just be yourself. Have fun and get involved. Just don't be afraid to ask questions. Get involved. Have fun. Talk to people. Make more friends. And your whole cadet experience will be amazing. So yeah, that's what to expect when you join Army Cadets. If you're thinking about joining, go for it. I mean it. Go for it. Yeah. Take it from me. You may join and think, you know what, I'm going to probably end up quitting in a few months. I've been in it for 2.5 years and I'm Lance Corporal. Like, I'm one of the NCOs and I love it. Yeah. You'll learn loads and have an amazing time. If you're only in cadets, drop your best tip in the comments for new cadets. Yeah, I'm sure they would love to hear from other people. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Sound.